Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. We hope the acolyte. Our promise is kept. Yes, yes. Adventurers unscathed, unsinged, conscious, unscathed. Only Bogao hadn't eaten that. If only Bogao hadn't eaten that bad shrimp, be able to fetch the arm himself. Eh? Ignorant adventurer. Shrimp causes gout. Everybody knows. Yes, yes. Dangerous, nasty things they are, and work hard to keep them out of others' reach. Now Bogao must bid you farewell. The breakfast gong will sound, and there's precious little food to go round. Adventurer, oh adventurer, what fun, merriment, jolty fun. So Ga had been tearing about in an absolute panic he is, trying to repair the furnace. He will never fix it, no, no. He'll waste all day, spend all night brooding over the lost day. His bed warmer he will use roughly, and the next day he'll find the bed a cold place. Yes, yes. Okay, off to airport. People will really make fetish art of anything, won't they? Fetish art, well, you know. Anime girl waifu shit. I say shit as I'm in the process of saving it. Because of course I am. I'm send up for 5 there. Part of me is thinking that maybe I should just be using their daily roulettes, but I have very particular things that I want, very particular things I want to sign up for. And anyway, the 50, 60, and 70 dungeons aren't what I want. I could sign up for this, because I do want to get the flame seals. But meh. Also grabbed one over here. Soldiers are captured here. Spawning ground salvation. Basic premise is, according to one of Fuyu's Skull King spawn brothers, the Coral Tridents have captured a number of Maelstrom soldiers. With naught but death or drowning awaiting such prisoners, the young Sahagin expects the soldiers' comrades to mount a retaliatory expedition. In order to prevent a violent disruption into the spawning grounds, Fuyu asks that you free the captured troops yourself. Approach the Sahagin sentries guarding the area and obtain their keys, but peaceful means if possible, and forceful means if necessary. We're really going to try and talk into it. Psst. No, you may not have my key, Finless One. My spear, however, is yours for the asking. Well, to be fair, we didn't expect much else. Well, I didn't. Apparently the other guy expected a lot more. Surrender my key. You might mock the might of the Coral Trident. Sure, Walker. Or I might have completely misread that. Or somewhat misread that. Shh. And now I have our prisoners, and you shall share their fate as one of the Lord Leviathan's thralls. Nah. Oh, I can remember someone made a joke about it's like an alt ending. Obviously, they're completely making it up, but an alt ending for System Shock 2, where instead of just saying "nah," the soldier says "bro dance before show dance," and skateboards away, and it's hysterical. A small, unremarkable key of the kind commonly used to unlock the shackles of prisoners. Aye, now we can make a run for it. Or you can make a run for it, have to do each other one individually. Oh. Whoops. This is Western Lanoska. Ah, I forgot to check for the other crowd. Yeah. And here. Yeah, Western Lanoska. Some guys in spawning grounds. Synthetic goblins. Yeah, synthetic goblins and make it rain. Me tanks. Free. You've been my prayers this night, sir. The tridents howl and curse your Finnl's hide, but you've saved spawning grounds from a retaliatory strike. Strike to the warriors would have felt the need to answer, and so it goes back and forth blood for blood. If you do not act to stop this madness, then who will? To be honest, you could have picked a better place to begin with. A quick snip. Circumcision, ho! Fuyu wishes to demonstrate your goodwill towards the clutch. Among the Sahagan, it is the duty of the elder spawn brothers to aid the clutch fodder with the teaching that the hatchings wait of sea. It has fallen upon me to instruct my younger clutch mates in the art of fishing. Our campaign against coral tridents, however, has left me with scant time to hunt the snapper shells we use to craft the heads of our fishing spears. As a symbol of your willingness to aid our clutch, would you gather the shells in my stead? Travel to Moonshade Isle and first slay the pugils for their flesh. If you then place these morsels on the sand, the snappers will soon emerge from their burrows to feed. Just need 1 second. Pause eldest know the way to the Isles. Need only remain upright in the saddle. Okay, I have to do what I did again. One of my spawn brothers espied cold trident warriors gloating over catch of shorewalker soldiers. If they do not kill these captives outright, then they mean to have them drowned. Ordinarily, I would not concern myself with the fate of a few finless fighters, but enslaving them to Ul'dah will sure to invite retaliation, and we don't need a squad of wrathful troopers clanking through the middle of our spawning grounds. They'll slay some of ours and respond by slaying some of more of theirs. It achieves nothing. It would be best for all involved if we were to set these prisoners free, yes? The tridents have posted sentries to guard the captives and watch for rescue parties. Each will give a key that fits but one set of manacles, all the better to prevent an easy escape. I suppose you might first try asking guards to surrender their keys, and then when they inevitably attack you, none can say that they didn't deserve their fate. Fuyu has a mind to deprive the coral tridents of their dinner. The coral tridents have not been lax in their preparations for war. Yes! While it's not a big income, it's 3 bits of free space. 3 bits of space for me to actually put stuff up that will bring in money, that will sell. I could have made a bit of money running back and forth on them, much more than I would have there, and a ton of cooking experience besides, but I don't need it. I'll get them again later on if I truly want them, but I'm fine. The golden tridents have not been lax in the preparations for war. I've seen them slicing up great strips of shark flesh, laying in provisions for their frontline soldiers. Shark flesh is chopped into a fine paste, you see, and mixed with a special blend of seagrass. I don't know what effect it might have on a shorewalker, but any Sahagan that consumes this mixture is invigorated with the inexorable strength of the tides. But they've not been secretive with its storage. They know exactly where to find the giant clams in which they keep their provisions. Go, shorewalker, steal the trident's shark flesh, and let their bellies squeal in protest. Beast Tamer. Moonshade Isle, my Elvis will carry you there with her eyes closed. I prefer it to be open. And they kinda honestly look like a beastie from Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, actually, no, they seriously, legitimately look like a beastie from Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank 2, the first world you go to. And I don't mean the airship, literally the first world. The swamp place. The beasties there, I swear they look quite similar. Now that I remember, they look different. They look more different than I knew they looked different, but they're more different now the more I think about it. But still, they look similar enough. It still puzzles me that there's flying fish. A generous slab of quivering pugil flesh. Hungry snipper. Back to Nov's nursery. Yeah, it'll be tomorrow. When I do tomorrow's batch, we'll hit the next level, and we'll have 10 left over. Yes, these are fine specimens indeed. Though difficult to crack, the resulting splinters are uncommonly sharp and rigid, perfect for spearheads. Thank you, Showwalker. Learning to trust, engaging distance to prey. These are skills all Sahaga must learn. The hardest part of teaching the hatchlings, however, is making sure they don't that they do not impale themselves or each other. I won't get all of them. Oh, I nearly hit my cap. Let's go. We'll take the moment to head to Mordana and see what I can't grab from here. They might have some boots. They might have something for me to use. I do kind of want to try and further upgrade my spear, but it's just such a pain in the fucking bollocks to go about it. It's hopping around and I have to do it like 10 times, you know? It's a pain. Other. And here. Wide-eyed fawn, dust bunny, and fledgling dodo. His mother was either lost in a terrible hunting accident, or perhaps was just lost. Despite striking similarities, Spriggans are not related to rabbits, but they have been known to eat them. Properly trained not to eradicate, regurgitate, explorate, or flatulate. Ooh, it's nice for it to tell me. Okay, I could get these. Well, that's faded. Huh. Get these. Okay, there is boots I can get as an upgrade. I'm maiming. I only have one. Fending is the tank one. I can only grab the slaying one. Dex doesn't help me at all. Slaying. And slaying. Oh. Okay, I already have one of those. I have one of those. Armor. Okay, this is straight for us. Okay, beautiful. And with that, I'm fully upgraded. Special arms. Singing cluster. Yeah, none there for me. Weathered Liberator. Not sure what that's about. Level 100. Kind of with only scythe cost, I could actually get a better weapon here. After all the work I went to, it feels kind of bad. You turn into two-hand equivalent of a thing, and you get the one-handed iteration. Just wondering. Her token exchange. You get these logs for hunting higher tier beasts. The longer glass, yet still massive coat of a behemoth. Mount up. And replace gear. Huzzah! So what's... Oh, very nice. I do like how they represent it all in your character. Like even the earrings, you know? And if we could see past their collar, I'm sure the necklace will be there too. So, you know, it's nice. Okay, while we're here, let's pop down to this place and turn this in. We can also make some progress while we're here on these. So, dry salvages. We can also do this too. It hasn't popped. We'll have to do it another day, so. But, actually, no, wait, it's a lathe. It's a lathe. So we can do it whenever. Then there's these two over in the fog fence. It's me. So yeah, let's turn this in. Welcome back, Drumcran. I've just been reading. Oh yeah, fully read this. In the course of this, our first foray into the ground of the Crystal Tower was succeeded in neutralizing the structure's outer defences for proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire. According to Dromcran's accounts, the labyrinth's defences were most emphatically active. Disturbingly, his report mentions a violent encounter with a sentry heavily augmented by Algan technology. In short, our misgivings were well founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above the ground by the chaotic shifting of Earth, it is somehow being reawoken. It, as seems increasingly likely, that our secrets should prove too dangerous to share the world, we will have no choice but to contain them. Short of leveling the place, this will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the question of how they work, the answer to which surely must be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go. A task rather easily said than done, if the perils of the labyrinth are any indication. Then I move that all further exploration of the tower be delayed until such time as an exhaustive analysis of the structure's defences have been completed. Master Garland, may I trust this task to you? It will be my pleasure. Don't forget about us. It's like you said, Chief. We found the ironworks to make sure that technology was used for the right reasons, and that means making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. Wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end. Lads, well, I hope you're ready for some back-breaking chores. Well, everything seems to be in hand here, so I shall take my leave of you for the present. If I'm to witness what Valentel told with my own eyes, I must needs hone my martial skills ere we ascend the spire. You'll do nothing of the sort, Graha. Your knowledge may prove useful to Master Garland's inspection. Tout. As an observer, I am not strictly speaking subject to your authority. Pray do not mistake my intent, Drumcran. I'm well aware that I shall never be a match for one with your innate talents, however hard I train. Be that as it may, pray do not allow your skills to rust from disuse during the coming pause. We will need you fighting fit if our subsequent forays are to prove as productive as this one. Mark me, we've not yet caught more than the briefest glimpse of what time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze upon the glory of the Algan Empire. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it is time to begin bring this assembly to close. Let us all focus on the task at hand, that our expedition may begin all the sooner. Meeting adjourned. Such a terrible mess. Yet, it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. One cannot help but be impressed. I'm certainly beginning to understand the reliance you place on adventurers, old friend. So, this is the legacy of the Algan Empire left behind. If my readings are correct, the energy source waiting at the top of the tower is a match even for the ultimate weapon. Nay, more than a match. A new toy for me to play with. I believe the fates conspired to deny me my just rewards once again, but it would seem they had a greater destiny in mind for me. And so long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on, Cid. Do not disappoint me. That smile. I looked away for a moment, so I only caught the tail end of it, but... if you couldn't tell by the music... not a good guy. And of course, he can just stride in alone and be fine. Of course. Obviously, you know, this was implying there's going to be a wait due to patches, but, you know, we're a few expansions later. Rambros is frustrated over Noah's lack of progress in the Crystal Tower. Ah, 'tis you, my friend. Your dad was eager to hear of our progress in the Crystal Tower. Excellent. I'll be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I'm afraid. I'm ashamed to say there's nothing worthwhile to report. Sons continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and each day bring new discoveries. The same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We've not been able to set so much as a single foot inside. You recall how the 8th century stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entry into the principal spire, Syrcus Tower, the Algans called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we're at a loss. It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so, the situation stands, my friend. To gain entry into the tower, I fear your talent shan't avail us. It will require more time than I'm willing to waste, but I have in mind some of my people scouring such ancient texts as we have on hand. Perhaps we can be of assistance. And you are? Be at ease, friends, for we share the same goal. And have weird hair ornaments. I'm Ul'dah, and my companion is Doga. We're scholars of the Algan civilization, sent by the students of Baldician to aid in your endeavor. Shouldn't y'all be dead? Always picking up your fucking phone. Wrong timeline. This presumably takes place before the other one. Ul'dah and Doga. Rather unusual names for this day and age, if I might be forgiven for observing, but I digress. And you claim to be at the student's behest. You've received nary a word of your coming. I am sure that you'll not take it amiss if we seem somewhat doubtful. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help. Dramatic posing. What is it, de Gra? 'Tis nothing. There was a pain, but it has subsided. Well, wow, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is same as ours. The same? You have the Algan eye as well. The sanguine hue said to be a unique trait to the Algans, yet I inherited from my father, as he did from his. Only one child in a generation is born with the eye. All my life I've sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there is aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies. We have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain. Those who possess the trait are bound by fate to Alag. As your eye is placed upon you the path you walk, so too have we come here to fulfill our destiny. Absurd as it may sound, it is the truth. It seems we have naught to lose by accepting their aid. What say you? If that is your wish, then so be it. Yet know that I mean to verify your story with the students of Baldician when I am able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. As of this moment, I name Ul'dah and Doga advisory members of Noah. Without further ado, let us have them examine the Syrcus Tower entrance. I promise you will not have cause to regret your decision. Drumcran, I'll be much obliged if you will accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels. Two of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on the situation. I shall join you, Drumcran. With Une and Doga's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion, I'm hopeful that we'll finally see progress. Shrug. How do the other guy? I've added... We'll read all that later. Don't care. It's not there. If I did one, it would be fresh, but... Annoyed at the idea of having to do another one to unlock one. Especially given I'll be scaled down. If I was, then it would be a much easier feat. But really, the last time we did those bosses, they were shockingly... easy to cut down. Shockingly. We're examining the rubble in hopes that it will yield a clue to entering the Syrcus Tower. Can you tell we're getting desperate? Wow, if it's in Drumcran, you could enter Syrcus Tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. I'm sure you've already heard, though. The place is locked as tied up as a clam. New from the students, you say? Excellent. It's been slow going, or rather, no going for the chief. Appreciate the help. If you'll just follow me, I'll take you to him. Looks like a king and queen engraved on the door. Or at least a king. The other one doesn't have a crown of any sort. They'll be the keys to open the door, won't it? I'm guessing simply because their sexes line up. Plus, you know, you'd also assume, like, sudden characters move in, obviously they're going to be answers to progress. It'd be weird if they weren't. Some old faces lift spirits, and a couple new ones besides. Allow me to introduce Une and Doga. They're scholars of ancient Alec, sent here by our friends of Bodhistian to aid in investigation. We understand you're having trouble circumventing terrorist defenses. This is our hope that we can be of some small assistance. If your tower is all to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises Syrcus Tower, the principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. Problem is, we can't get it open. Sealed by some mechanism whose workings are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success via the more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a Magitech cannon. You know, I was just thinking, you just break out a fucking cannon. But nothing so much as put a scratch on it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ash like the 8 Sentinels, but doesn't make it any less effective as a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue is an elaborate device carved upon it, a man and a woman respectively, Algan royalty by my judgment. Precisely who these individuals were we cannot say, nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like as not, it is purely decorative. saw it descending there. Just when they immediately got up to it. If you're thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hand. Rest assured, we mean not to waste our strength. Indeed, why exert ourselves when the gate will merely open of its own accord? Given the drama and the pulse, I thought it was already starting to open. They're also saying in this day and age those names are unusual. I don't think any of us expected that to happen. 7 hells. What is this? What did you do? What are you? Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guarded by gates impregnable, only to those of royal blood answerable. Exactly as passed down through legend, I'm delighted to see. I was wondering if he'd somehow gotten past, but no, thankfully not. It's a running team in games, people somehow teleporting past obstacles for no rhyme or reason. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment, couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you've acquired. Nero, you're still alive. Garland. If I didn't know better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. But I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you've every right to be wary. But rest assured, I'm no longer a threat to you. My legion, for all intents and purposes, my legion is, for all intents and purposes, defunct. My association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. And so I've been roaming this land Eorzea, a regular iterant. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest venture. It sounded positively fascinating, and so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you've committed, you think us that gullible? If you're suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts. But I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I'll show you what I know, starting with these 2 odd characters. As you're doubtlessly aware, the Crystal Tower was a symbol of ancient Alag's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I've unearthed, only royal blood can open the gates. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys. You mean to say that these 2 are descendants of Algan royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. To put it plainly, they are imitations of royalty, living keys born of Algan ingenuity. Clones, I believe, is the name your creator gave you. Is that not? Is that not so? Cloning. It would seem that the time for concealment is past. Pray accept our apologies. It was not our intent to deceive. Simply wish to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what man would consider deranged claims. If it will please you, let us return to the 8 Sentinels. There is much more to tell. Very well. I opt that I throw Nero over my shoulder and carry him back like a sack of potatoes. Or a Christmas tree to be thrown out. Oh, he's going back of his court. 7 hells, do you seriously mean to follow us around? To be honest, it's better he come with us than he run ahead. Well, there's defenses, I'm sure he'll teleport past them as NPCs are wont to do. Come, Garland, you know me better than to think I spoke in jest. What more will it take for us to reconcile? A gift, perhaps? An Algan tombstone. It holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. Used to be jealously guarded with guarded property of the 114th Legion. Sorry, the 14th Legion. Yes. 14th Legion. But it's yours now. I wish you enjoy it. Joy of it. Look forward to working together, old friend. Obviously, we already know he's up to shit. And there's suspicion he's up to shit, but it's just... he isn't giving them enough reason at present to just punch him. I think, you know, principle would be enough. We may not have gotten off the best of starts, but the past is the past. Yesterday's enemies can be today's friends. Do you not agree, Warrior of Light? I saw that cutscene, mate. Did it think the Algans could make copies of people? If this knowledge were to fall into the wrong hands, the world would become a terrible place. Should imagine a dozen Bigs shouting at me all day long. I'd love if Big said, like, a similar point, but about Wedge. The Chief and Nero go all the way back to the Magitech Academy. It's a school, an exclusive school situated in the capital, reserved for the Empire's brightest elite. I don't know the nitty-gritty details, but they didn't get along back then, and they don't get along now. Fate's a bastard for bringing them together again. It goes without saying Nero can't be trusted. We'll do well to keep an eye on him at all times. Let us hear what Une and Doga have to say. It will not be too late to decide upon a course of action afterwards. They're in perfect punting position. You've every right to mistrust us, but I beg you hear us out. Long have we waited for this opportunity to fulfill our life's purpose. If you're ready to listen, then we shall tell you all. As pertains closely to your investigation, your leader Rambros may wish to be present. Honestly, given that he's Bro in his name, it's like he's a fucking Bro team... Bro Force character. They also really did fuck up MacGyver's nickname in it. Instead of Brogyver, they make him Mac Brover. Brogyver sounds so much cooler. Brogyver sounds so much cooler than Mac Brover. Was it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that sounds so much cooler. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you may have already gathered, we're not scholars sent by students of Buldisian. No, we are clones. Copies of people who once existed, given life through Algan technology. This is a rather a lot to take in. If we're not considered unseemly, may I ask why you and yours were created? And more specifically, what it is you seek to do now seek to do. Answering your questions requires that we revisit Algan history. Pray, bear with us. The Algan Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood as tall as the symbol of Algan pride. Parents took their children there, that they might learn how the nigh limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the Algan Empire became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once glimmering cities fell into disrepair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Alag to greatness. Amon was his name, and he believed that the alien empire wanted for but a potent ruler, and none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. The founding father cannot mean Emperor Zandi. None other. As part of his experiments, Amon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Une and Doga. Historical texts mention the reigns of two Algan empires named Zandi. It was commonly believed the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such customs not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike. To think that the two were in fact one and the same. Aye, Xandi returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more, and through Daemon's prediction, the Emperor restored his realm to the glory he once knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with that. In his previous life, the Emperor desired to bring the entire world under Algan domain, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing he needed more power to wage his conquest, Xandi turned his sights to a forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness his power, he converted Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Darkness again. Seven House. What is it with megalomaniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us, being thousands of years dead and all. Would that you were right, Master Garland. Alas, Emperor Xandi is very much alive. Within Sucrose Tower, he still abides, his ambition burning with all more ardently for his empire's collapse. I think he must have gone mad by now. Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Dalmund was created and launched into the heavens. On high it hung, gathering the sun's energies and channeling it to the tower below. However, miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that collapsed that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake of unprecedented violence, calamity that ushered in the Fourth Umbral Era. In the blinking of an eye, the mighty Algan Empire was laid to waste. Yet, even as Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist Aemon, now Emperor Xandi's closest aide, built powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed into a deep slumber. In that state they were to remain until the time was ripe to awaken. Eras came and went. After millennia laying dormant, Dalmund was summoned back to the earth. Its descent triggered the seventh umbral calamity, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At that moment, Emperor Xandi awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire was little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realized. Fucking Lich King going on here. Tis for no other purpose than to put an end to Xandi's madness that we exist. It is this mantle that we inherited from our namesakes, the true Une and Doga. Fearing what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, that we might carry on their mission should they fail. When we came to our senses within Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action. Concluding that we alone could not overcome Xandi, we struck out to find a worthwhile ally. It's taken us years, but our search is finally... actually, I can just go and we can skip... We can re-see this. Happened before, on the Odin thing. Oh shit, that was just a normal conversation.